I always like to record at the computer because then if they delete stuff in the, I've got it on mine. All right. So we are looking at week 10. I guess I should change the dates on this because, you know, what is it? Month is 10/05, and I guess the end of the week is what? 10/10? Monday's the 10th. Okay, that's close enough. All right. So we're looking at week 10. Oh, that should be active in case anybody needs it. And card design. All right. So this week, the project that we're going to be looking at is card design. So I pulled this. I guess I should be sharing my screen because right now y'all are just looking at my face, and while I'm pretty, I'm going to share the whole desktop. So the module for week 10, how to create playing cards. All right, so part of the reason why I like this project, and this is one of the first projects where I'm looking as much for your idea and your creativity as I am for like a finished product. So one of the things to deal with is getting your playing cards right. So let's talk about a couple of things. So this is off a website about a guide to getting your card published. And I'm not really worried as much about that. Now, I have in the past, this is one of those projects that I always like to point out to students about how to make a living being a graphic designer, especially now because the world's changed significantly for graphic designers. I'm going to hide all that. So the world's changed a lot for graphic designers. When I was younger, when I was just getting out in the graphic design world, I could make a reasonable living designing business cards. I could make a reasonable living doing menus. I could work locally and just design stuff around town. That isn't true anymore. Now, so many people are capable of going online. They lay out their own menus. They use, because now Word and all that other stuff have WYSIWYGs and sort of pre-laid out formats, and they can just plug and play, and they can design their own business cards online. They never even have to go into a shop, and they see they're being delivered, and they have every option under the sun, which is okay. I mean, it's just the way the world goes. Skills and things get more and more open. So like I said before, I was around when Photoshop was just being being invented. And what it is today isn't even a ghost of what it was before. So sorry, I just had somebody send me an email. They're like, I've been trying to reach out with you for a while. I'm like, I honestly don't remember this person's name. So they're reaching out to me for a while. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. I get distracted. It's an ADHD thing. So all of this really just goes into the idea of publishing your own cards. Why do I bring this up is because one of the things that has changed in our world is the idea of getting backers. Now, years ago, when I wanted to, we were going to do a comic book graphic novel thing and everything else, and we went and found out how much it was going to cost to get it printed. It was like, oh, geez, there is no way we could afford to get this printed. And so the issue was getting a starting capital, getting an idea of the money to get something off the ground. Well, now this is called Kickstarter.com, and I use it in like my upper level classes. When we start talking about board game design and 3D modeling and stuff like that, there's a lot of opportunities with something like this, where you design board games or card games. Now, see, this is the Battling Bot card game. It comes with a box. They have a video. Now, here's the kind of the thing. This thing only has about 9 days to go. So it's been up for, I would say, probably 21 days. I can't really tell when it started. All or nothing. This project will only be funded if it reaches its goal by October 15th. So in 9 days, if it hasn't reached its goal was $4,528. It's raised $18,000. Okay. And you can look at these. These aren't really particularly great graphics. It goes into more of a concept. So a lot of this is Illustrator. So it's not particularly complex. Like this stuff is easy in Photoshop or anywhere else. And you're basically making up a card game, and you're building a robot or something. I'm not even sure what this is about. But it's a way for you to not really be tied strictly to an office. It's a way to put these things together where you can use your skill set and raise money. Now, you might want to bring in, a friend or two, like an English major or something like that, to come up with some ideas to help with the making sure the words are written right or whatever. But honestly, it's not that complicated. And so they made a little video, how to play the card game. But these kinds of softwares, these kinds of opportunity, like with Kickstarter, you can really get in and start your own business, your own career, working for yourself. So one of the things that I talk about with this in my upper level class is board game. Is it Board Game Maker? BoardGamesMaker.com. Now, I didn't include this link in this project. I'm just sort of talking about the sort of long point. So here's where it gets interesting for us. So let's say I want to start a Kickstarter. I want to design a card game. Well, part of my problem is figuring out how much are my cards going to cost? Where am I going to get them from? What's my turnaround time and that kind of stuff. So the first thing is you want to make a plan. So the cool thing is here, like with this is where I got the thing you're all going to see in a minute, is different card sizes, and you can download the template. You can download the template for Photoshop. I downloaded the one for the project you're doing. I actually downloaded this one right here. But now I can load my graphics to their site and they'll print them for me. Print them, put them in Saran, shrink wrap them, see packaging, shrink wrap, blah, blah, blah. 1 to 5 sets is $13 a piece. That's pretty steep. But now if I set my Kickstarter up and everybody gets a set of cards and the minimum you can put down is $5, well, if I order 500 of them, that's $2,500. And it drops to $3.60 a piece. Now, that means basically the people that contribute the lowest they'll have the greatest profit margin. But then the ones that you do at the higher levels, like the $25 or $30, like that Kickstarter game, I think something like that. That box set with the two boards and the cards and all that, that's probably going to be $30, maybe 35. And you think there's 2 decks of cards, so that's like $7. The box design, maybe $2, and then the 2 boards, then the little chips or whatever. But what you need to do is you need to basically, like a recipe, you figure out your project, you design out the cards, you figure out how much one's going to cost you, and then you go over here and it's like the minimum bid pledge without reward. Now this is without getting anything, is $10. Basically that just means you get to keep track of what's going on. Dollar gets you nothing but gets you access to the pledge manager. $15, now this is 15 pounds, so that's basically $20. Get you the standard edition base game. All right, and then they have stretch things that gets into something else, but that's not really important right now. $20 gets you the upgraded 50 pounds, which basically think a pound is $1.50, so that's like $75. And you get that. But going back over here, 1 deck of cards is $4. So the goal is to design them, put them together so that, and figure out, and this is 54 uncut sheet, individual straight, so it's 54 cards. I don't know. But you can change the card stock, up to 54 cards a deck. So I could even go up and change it, and then it'll change the price. But any day now. Boo-boo. All right. This is very slow. All right. So basically, I'll get a new price, and I would make a plan. I usually do something like this in Excel. I figure out what I have to do to make a profit on the cards or whatever it is I'm doing. And so this is something like my wife and I work on. So going back to the project, your goal, your job for the week is to create a set of playing cards. Now, playing cards are something we all know. We've all seen playing cards our whole life. It's part of American culture. Hold on, I'm gonna stop the video and then restart it. So, where?